Hello. Alright, I have decided to use the CZ P10C as my next project gun. Basically, I'm going to shoot it till it breaks or I get bored with it. This will be a replacement for the CZ 320, which started having a lot of failures to extract, and I basically got frustrated with it. And before I could send it back, it became public that if you drop the gun, it blows your head off. So I figured to hell with that, traded it for some ammo, and now I've moved on to a different gun to play with. Alright, so I'm basically going to shoot this CZ P10 until it gets boring or broken. I'm not going to tell you about this gun because if you're watching this video, you're certainly familiar with it. It's basically what I like to call a super Glock. It's a copy of a Glock gun, but it's improved. It has all the modern improvements. It's got the H&K Walther style grip inserts. It's got ambidextrous controls. It's got the always insisted upon forward cocking serrations. And it has the now becoming standard negligent discharge inducing super light awesome Glock trigger. The gun seems good. Shot 200 rounds to it today. Shoots straight right out of the box. No issues. Unlike some guns, it doesn't. Some striker guns, you'll notice they shoot a little bit to the left when you first get them. You have to sort of give it a little more trigger finger, or sometimes you have to adjust the grip pressure. This gun, for me, shot straight perfectly, and I think that's a product of the very light trigger and the excellent grip ergonomics. Right out of the box, the two most consistent criticisms I've heard of this gun are that the controls are too stiff. That's not nothing. It's certainly not nonsense. They are stiff, but they're not. I can tell you, it reminds me a lot of my old FNX. They're stiff for a reason. They don't want it to be. They don't want you to put the gun down with weight and have it eject itself. But again, it's not that stiff. I mean, I don't understand why it would be. I think it's basically people who have Glocks and they've decided that they want Glocks and they want to justify Glocks at all costs. It's a little stiff, but it's certainly nothing that interferes with your ability to eject the magazine. I guess if you were shooting weak-handed, you can get a little bit. It's a little stiff if you're shooting weak-handed and you're not used to that motion. But as far as dropping the slide and all that, it's all fine. And even as far as, again, if you're using your strong hand now, I have very average size hands, so it just seems to work fine for me. But again, your mileage may vary. In terms of size, it's very compact, but standard size gun. It reminds me a lot of the old Caracal compacts. If you take, say, a P30, really don't like using this P30 because I'm a little pissed off at H&K right now for boycotting Israel, but it is it's a well-respected standard size gun. You'll see that this is a 15-shot gun, but it's hammer fired. It obviously is a little bit taller. Now, this is not a huge criticism of the gun of the P30 because I think that H&K tends to over-engineer their guns. And what some people take as, what some people are criticizing is the fact that they know what they're doing. If you look at these magazines, you'll see that they're very similar, but the H&K magazine, to hold the exact same number of rounds, is a little bit taller, and I think that's probably, honestly, because H&K is more serious when they engineer their magazines. I think that CZ wanted to make sure that this thing was a little bit shorter because they knew they were competing with the Glock. But my guess is over time this magazine is going to be superior, but that's just a guess. But once you stick it in there, you basically have a gun that has a longer grip. But take note, even in the P30, you'll notice that if you stick them side by side, the P30 is actually a little bit shorter. Not dramatically so, but it's a little bit shorter. My favorite gun of all time is the Beretta. This is my favorite gun to shoot, but you'll see that it's obviously quite a bit smaller than these are both 15. Again, all these guns are 15 round handguns. you can see here the Beretta is bigger, but it's not dramatically so. The Beretta gets a bad rap for being big. I mean, it's on the big end, but it's not dramatically so. But you'll see here, you know, it's a little bit taller. Yeah, you'll notice hilariously the P30 is much taller than either one of these, and the grip. I'd say the relationship of the grip to the trigger is very similar between the P30 and the Beretta, which makes both of them very easy guns to shoot well. The love Berettas. The here is another gun. This is my my daily carry gun. It goes between this and the J-frame. This is my Shield 9mm with the Crimson Trace laser and light pressure pad combo there. Love that gun. Actually, I wouldn't say I love it, but I respect this gun. You can see, in terms of size, the Shield is almost as tall, and this is, of course, an 8-round magazine. It's almost as tall as the CZ, but obviously in terms of width and all that, those type of things, if you can see that, it's much thinner, but not, you know, not dramatically so. And obviously you're talking about a 15-shot full-gripped combat handgun versus an 8-shot compact, but you can see through the slides, they're considerably thinner. Just but again, this is a completely different class of handgun. And of course, here's my favorite. This is, I wouldn't say, again, not my favorite, but a superb carry gun. And there you go. All right, well, like I said, I shot it today, shot good. Another criticism of the gun that people have is that the surfaces here are too sharp. It reminds me a lot of the old USPs, almost like a diamond dragon's tooth pattern on here. It is very sharp, but it seems fine. I mean, I'm not the toughest guy on earth, but I guess if you shot an 800-round course or 800-round day, it'd probably start to wear on you. But shooting 200 rounds in pretty rapid succession, no problem. All right, well, haven't had any problems with it yet. Obviously, I'm going to shoot about 200 to 300 rounds more tomorrow, and I'll give you a little update. All right, y'all take care.